So it's the end of fall, it's the coming of winter, and for a grower there's not really anything to do but prepare for spring. And what better way to prepare for spring than to start getting ready the seeds that will be next year's garden. So I harvest the last batch of my ghost peppers. I got some scorpions in here as well, and I'm just going to cut them open, get the seeds, lay them out, and get them dried out and ready for next year. This is the last batch of the ghost peppers that I got before the frost, because once the frost comes, then it's game over. These things shrivel up and disappear like nothing. So I have more than what I need as far as ghost peppers. There aren't a ton of the scorpions, but there's a few in here, so I think I'll do okay. It's going to give me more seeds than what I need, but it's okay for two reasons. Because one, it's easier to get more seeds than I want now, and then I don't have to look around for them in the spring. The other benefit is you can plant as many seeds as you want, but it's up to Mother Nature to decide how many actually come out of the ground. So I'm going to get a lot. Hopefully it's going to be plenty, but we shall see. In order to properly get the seeds out of those ghost peppers, you need three things. Cutting board doesn't hurt. Of course, you'll need a knife, but the most important thing, without question, is you need a pair of gloves. And not only any gloves, gloves you can trust, because it only takes one time to make the mistake of cutting open a ghost pepper with your bare fingers, because then you might actually, use those fingers for something else. Touch your eye, touch your nose, touch your friend's nose, because if you do, well, that's a mistake you'll never forget. Time to cut them open. So got everything ready, got our first pepper victim to be cut apart, got a paper towel to put the seeds on, and of course got my gloves on. And if you're wondering, well, what kind of coward actually needs gloves to cut apart a pepper? You should watch that video right there. And then you'll see what kind of coward I am, because I'm fully aware of the power of the ghost pepper. Did a deep cut inside just to get at kind of how many seeds are in there. And some ghost peppers, or some peppers, are just completely overwhelmed with seeds, where once you get in the middle part, it's just seed after seed after seed. But you can see here, it is a little bit more sparse. I mean, it's a lot of seeds. This would be a lot of plants if these all grew, but it's not like a traditional, green pepper that you would find that's just completely overwhelmed with seeds. So that's why I do pick more than what I need, because of these, how many are actually going to grow? Who's to say? So just got to get as many as you can. That is about one pepper's worth of seeds. It's about 50 seeds, roughly, give or take. So that's a lot of plants, but I got a lot more peppers to go. There's probably a lot of theories about the best way to get seeds out of here, and I've got what works best for me, which is you just cut one end off, and then once you cut the end off, just slit it down the side, being careful not to cut open your gloves. That's the last mistake you want to make. Then when you peel it apart, now it's a little bit of luck on this part, but when you peel it apart, usually you can pull the center section out of the pepper. Ooh, this one might cooperate. And then once you pull the center out, the pepper itself then is absolutely clean. Well, I guess there's two seeds in there. I'll just shake those out. But now that part is out of your way. Who needs it? And then all the pieces just stay inside. And then once all the pieces are separated, or all the seeds are separated out, it's just a matter of pulling the seeds out. As you can see from the refuse pile underneath, I'm not doing a perfect job of separating seed from pepper, but I can refine this later. Honestly, when I'm doing this part, I'm trying to get it done as fast as possible, because you can feel, and it shouldn't be this way, but you can feel the actual pepper trying to burn through your gloves, and that's not right. It's just not fair. So you can do that. Plus, the whole time, I honestly am now thinking I should have put on goggles, because my eyes have been watering this whole time. So just get this done as quick as possible, because I can always sort that out later. These then are my scorpions, and this is my first year for two things with the scorpion. It's the first year growing them, and then it's the first year trying to harvest the seeds. So I don't really know what to expect. I mean, it's a pepper and it has seeds inside, so that's not going to surprise me at all, but I don't really know how many, because when I'm using these for a recipe or whatever, you just don't pay attention. But I assume the harvest is going to be good, so time to find out. Yeah, it looks like they're all just about the same. These are pretty little peppers, so just another, fair number of seeds. And how many people are going to need this many? Probably not too many. So Wow, these are really oily inside. Oh, it is hard to speak right now. I breathed in just as I cut it open. I made the mistake of breathing in, and I will not be making that mistake again. So no more breathing while I'm doing this. I only grew the one plant because this one was new to me. So I don't really have a ton to spare. And the plant just didn't do very well either. But I'm gonna have way more seeds, so I can experiment a little bit more with the different weather types, how much sun I'm gonna let it have. Because at first I thought it was getting too much sun, and then it turned out it was getting not enough sun, and then it was getting too much water, and then I think not enough water. So I can have quite the experiment next year as I try and figure out really the best way to grow these. Because I think I got the ghost pepper down pretty good. So feel free to ask questions about growing ghost peppers. I think I've tried everything. But the scorpions, I still have a lot to learn. So this is the last one. The last batch of seeds. So much easier getting these seeds out. I could do this all day long compared to the ghost pepper. It's just so much easier to get them out, so much more like a traditional pepper. This is the pile of refuse. If I really didn't like myself, I would just get a fork and I would just start digging in. You know, it's amazing when you first start out how when you leave like 4 or 5 seeds behind, it's like, oh, I gotta get each one. But then in the end, when you have this many ghost peppers and you have this many scorpions, yeah, you know what? That's plenty. I think I'm gonna do just fine. This is really the end then. I got the scorpions here, got the ghost peppers here, way more than what I need. The only thing left to do is I'm just gonna spread them out a little bit better so they all can get about the same amount of air. And then once they dry out, I might clean them up a little bit more, I don't know. There's a few bigger pepper bits. But then once that's done, just gonna find the coolest, driest part of my house and store them till spring. So just nothing but anticipation. See you in the spring.